Absolutely. Giving us the
right?
blueprint in social media for us to accept certain types of new physiology, them, they, zer, z, all kinds of new wording to accept a new kind of, geoengineered life form, or
Yep.
a life form that was being introduced here, like the other life forms that came previously.
Hmm. Yep. So when we looking at the totality of the picture, and we come to now, what's taking place now, based on what historically has happened, they days is up. That's it for them. It's over. Now we seeing the rollout of the ones that's sending these orbs ahead of them before they get here. The government desensitizing the people with drones the size
Absolutely.
of SUVs.
Absolutely.
And you know this because Donald J came on and said they know exactly where they at. If they came out of a garage, the military can go
They
right in
know
that
where they,
garage.
absolutely.
They know where they came from. They know where they went. That's the drones, but that ain't the orbs.
But you notice that they purposefully created a new term called UAP to take away
Mm-hmm.
the verbiage UFOs, which is classic. And they
Mm-hmm.
make sure they keep saying drones, but they don't tell you this these light ships, and some are diamond-esque type of macabre looking ships. They don't speak about that, and they don't tell you why there's plasma shooting at the orbs, shooting some of them down. I mean, not the orbs, shooting at the drones, shot a few of them down. Um,
So when you get to the biblical description of the angel and they draw the picture and they give you the Dyson sphere,
mhm,
that's what the orbs are. Those are
absolutely.
satellites. Those are reconnaissance satellites that is sent ahead of the fleets before they get to their destination. Wherever they
Yeah,
coming from, if they
they're
coming
scouts.
from the inner earth, if
Yep.
they coming from a parallel dimension, if they coming from outer space, if they coming from a different time zone, wherever they coming from, they send those orbs, those Dyson spheres, as satellites. And all of those, what appear to be eyes, are just cameras. They give them a 360-degree panoramic view of the layout before they come.
Hmm.
So when they come, they know where they're going. They know what they're
Absolutely.
about to enter into before they get there.
Mhm. And the orbs are actually placed on, we've noticed and documented, they're over every landmass, and it's usually one, if it's a smaller landmass, so you'll see the orbs positioned there. So they're definitely documenting the area and getting a scope of what's going on. And the other places like Jersey, maybe where there's more nuclear facilities and more, that's where the drones are erecting in more masses to try to accommodate and try to, try to cloak the others that are here. Yeah.
So let me point out something since you brought up New Jersey.
Yeah.
Noble Drew Ali went into what's called the Moorish Zionist Jewish temple and discovered the magic that they was using to subjugate the people of the land.
Mm.
He came out of, this was in New Jersey, in Newark, New Jersey. He came out of the Moorish Zionist temple and established the Moorish Science Temple, right? Because it was a direct confrontation to the Moorish Zionist Jews, right? These Moorish Zionist Jews is niggas.
Which is Sephardic, just FYI. Sometimes they call themselves Sephardic.
The Sephardi are the Spanish converts,
Hmm.
pale skinned Spanish converts.
Hmm.
The original Moorish Zionist Jews was nappy head niggas,
Hmm.
right? And they live across the land in gated communities and they talk about us like a dog, metaphorically speaking.
Hmm.
And they don't like us. And the only time we gonna see them is when it's time for them to send in what we call operatives to interfere with some progressive movement we have.
That's right. And they start working side by side, looking like you, but they're not you.
And they maybe their famous thing is kill Whitey, but we don't know he Whitey until we read Black's Law Fifth Edition, meaning a white free white person in law. It mean a more.
Mm.
So when you read secret relation between blacks and Jews, printed by the Nation of Islam research team, you will realize some of the places where these Jews is wasn't no pale faces into the 1900s.
Nope. They were all brown.
Then, gotta show you another one.
Yeah.
This book right here is called Empty Wagon.
Empty Wagon. Oh.
This is a pale-faced Jewish rabbi. The subtitles say Zionist Journey from Identity Crisis to Identity Theft.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
The book is about...
What year was it written? What year was it written? Can you see?
Let me look.
I'm sorry, because I went to school with Dr. Jeffrey, so I wanted to know
You Dr. Jeffries.
which is friends with Malachi Z. York. Yeah, he was my professor in college.
You mean Dr. Leonard Jeffries?
Yes. Isn't it synchronistic?
Yeah, that's something else. You know, Dr. Ben wrote a book called We the Black Jacobins.
Yes.
Right.
If
So
you can find the data, don't worry. I'm going to ask you later because I want to find out if it syncs with something else. Yeah.
it's right here in the front of the book. Armament in the dome.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a radiation barrier, and the radiation is so thick, as soon as you hit it, it's an instant reaction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a light conjure using beams and rays of light at angles and octaves
Mm-hmm.
that the Pleiadians is the masters of.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then the Arcturians is giving them an energetic support. So they the ones that got us locked in the matrix to solve the problems of the matrix. So we come in, we like a computer virus repair program into the matrix to repair the damage done in the matrix by a virus. The virus in this case is those who don't belong here. So as the antibodies of Earth, the Earthborn formulate a plan and establish a system in order to reclaim Earth from whatever the threat is. The T cells that organizes the immune responses and tell the white cells what to attack, right? As the foreign agent. Now, the T cells are also called the generals of the immune system. So now we're talking warfare on Earth played out like an antibody response in the body. Comparative analysis, as above, so below, as within, so without. You can see it play out in the stars, on the Earth, or in the body. But you have to know how to read the signs in order to translate it and do the comparative analysis to see two things that you originally thought was totally unrelated was directly connected. Because you didn't know how to flip the mirror and see it. The mirror is where they got us disoriented at. They gave us south and told us it was down, and they gave us north and told us it was up, and it's exactly the opposite. They used the pole shift phenomenon in order to shake us up and confuse us like we spinning on the top. Right? Once you start looking at south is down, your orientation is in the opposite direction of its intended purpose. Right? They want you to keep looking at the sky so you can't never understand what you're seeing on the ground. So you focus on what's in front of you before you start looking up for answers.
And that makes sense, Rob, because they told when these black conquistadors came with they Roman Catholic Christianity, they told us we'll get our pie in the sky. And really our pie is reverse in the reverse. Our pie is really down here because if we could get our pie in the sky, why would the Anunnakis come down from the sky, coming down to get some pie? They came here to get the pie. They came here looking for gold. So it makes, and so why we got to go in the sky to get our pie when they came here looking for pie?
It's an inversion principle, right? If hell is hot, right, and they got you looking for your pie in the sky, they sending you to the sun, right? Because they don't want you to turn back to mama, because she gonna nurture you and nurse you back to health. No matter how old you is or how sick you be, if she here, she gonna nurse you. This goes back to the symbolism of the Black Madonna and child, the mother holding the child, the son. He's the crown prince, and she's the nurturer who's going to nurture him and teach him everything he need to know how to reclaim the throne by learning how to read what his uncle did and what his daddy did and the difference in the two by comparative analysis.
Hey, now that makes sense, because now this is another thing. This probably be out talking, but people was asking questions about this. Some dude was saying about government look like it's still in business as usual. When we touched on this a little bit about how they using the wag the dog thing at the Tyler Perry studios. Could you talk just a little bit on that? Because I got a whole bunch of questions on that recently, even after we did the show talking about it a little bit. About them doing the reenactment.
If you call somebody in DC that goes down around them buildings and ask them if they all fenced in. They've been fenced in since 2020. They're not using them buildings, and construction's been going on at the Capitol building. So they're not having Senate hearings there. And they have sets, Hollywood sets. You can find these images on Google where you can see through the crack in the wall outside, right? When you look through Joe Biden's window, it's not the scenery that you would see from any of the other White House pictures. It's got props behind it. We gotta pay attention to them little subtleties, tell you that they in studios. They even have video where the camera is drawing back from them and you can see the stage information at the top of the set. They deliberately make those mistakes so they can absolve themselves and say they should have knew it was fake. We gave them every opportunity. We changed Joe Biden at least 12 times in their face and they never noticed it. We've used multiple actors, Jim Carrey, James Woods, Liam Neeson. We didn't use a whole bunch of different ones. We even used one that was damn near 7 feet tall and they still didn't notice. None of them look like Joe Biden did in 2016. None of them got that tattoo on their left arm. Come on, man. They play too much.
Yeah, they really starting to lose their footage, man, on people like running these games and this magical illusion on people. People saying, man, people seeing right through this stuff now. It seems like, especially the kids. Hey, this is my next question I got for you. Now, I saw a guy, man, driving the other day, and then I get up on side of him, and he got his steering wheel on the other side, and them cars that come from over there, they drive on the other side, the white side, right? And we drive on the left over here. And I noticed that even the language that is reversed over here than it is over there. Do you think that the language was the way it is now, going left to right, or left? Which one was first, or was it both? Dealing with the polarities of the hemispheres of the planet or the hemispheres of the brain? Is that got something to do with it? Could you go in on that, the language thing?
Yeah, so you know what the prime meridian is, right? Also known as the international dateline.
Go ahead.
Right, that's what's called the division point. Remember, when the hieroglyphics can be read right to left, left to right, top to bottom, bottom to top. That means they can tell you a story from every different angle. When they reduced the hieroglyphics to letter writing, the letters was charged with a frequency, a number, and a musical note, right? And a color. And then now you see that no matter what language, when you go to one side of the prime meridian, they reading from right to left. And when you go to the other side, they reading left to right. That's generalization because you do have right to left on both sides of the prime meridian, but the primary largest number is separated by that line, which is the confounding of the languages so that the people can't come together and solve the problems of Earth. Earth is the original heaven. When they be describing heaven, they be describing Earth before the wars. That's where they get the whole heavenly description from. And heaven just means a haven, a safe place, right? And then the safe place was always nurtured by the angels, the mothers, the aunties, the big mamas, the nanas, right? The TT. They all work together in harmony, right? And this was the great disruption of the family to break that sisterhood up so they can impose debauchery and wickedness across the planet. And the only way you can do that is by usurping and villainizing the feminine, right? So we come in as the son. All of us is that same little old boy nurtured by mama. We just got different mamas with the same amount of wisdom. And wisdom is justified to her children, right? And the wisdom is absorbed at the feet of the master. And the master is the maker, and the maker is the mother. And the owner, cream of the earth, gods of the universe, right? When you take it back to the feminine aspect as a priority and reorganize and proper structure of the earth, then you have to expose these things to the people that's been misled so they can correct their vision and see the right direction. We all look at the right direction and put mama back on her seat. It collapses the waves into the particles to realize the truth of the matter. We all agree we want Big Mama back on her throne. Anybody that don't agree can't stay.
Don't know where you gonna go, but you gotta get the hell on out of here. We don't. Hey,
That ain't my business. Don't go away, mad Muskie. Just go away.
Yeah. I don't know where you're going, but you know. So now based on what we're seeing, because we're going into 2025, and all the truth is unfolding, man, like rapidly. It's coming. The truth is like the puzzle is being put together piece by piece to what we figured out. Okay, all right, this. Now, once we get all this put back together and figured out, and I think that like because people were saying, man, people looking at a physical. They want something physically done. They want to grab the guy that did us. Like they want somebody to beat up these guys. They want somebody to, man, you got to tell me who I need to beat up, man. You doing some talking. I want to beat a guy up. I want to choke a guy out. I need to find a motherfucker to choke out.
They want to vent that aggression. Yeah. I told them it's going to be some people that they going to cut these gangs on, that they going to be happy to get off the land. But right now, you know, my chief of staff, Rising Phoenix, called me right before we came on and was giving me the stellar alignments for the upcoming year. And one of them stood out was a stellar alignment of planetary bodies on the 21st. What made that stand out is the inauguration is on the 20th, right? Which takes us back to December the 5th. There was Schumann resonance on the election day, right? Now, it's more math to do to determine what that alignment means, but any time you have that many planets in alignment, it's a mass focus of energy on a topic, subject, or event. And when the mass energy is focused, You can use current events, historical events, comparative analysis to determine the most likely outcome of the energy. So I'm gonna look a little bit deeper into that alignment because I think it means something. I still got to count the days from the 5th to the 21st of January, right? And then I got to look at what the sun, moon, and stars is doing in the interim. What's the major stellar events happen in that time frame? And then the esoteric meaning of the event, it'll give you a good proximity of what to expect to look to see with the alignment, because it'll be all leading to a story coming to a conclusion. So I'm gonna look more into it, but I just wanted to make mention of that because it caught my attention real good.
Man, to me, they can't do nothing else to scare us. They didn't ran out of shit to scare us with. They didn't use everything in their handbook to scare the hell out of us. They don't got nothing else. They
Hey,
declared
look,
everything, huh?
I was posted on that yesterday on my Facebook page. I was laughing at their ass, and I was like, they was government talk about, well, none of this stuff didn't work. What we gonna do about these aliens now? Build a wall? They always trying to stop somebody. Let me see you build a wall to the sky, motherfucker.
Man, yeah, I'm gonna dig under that shit or climb over it. Them motherfuckers build an airplane and fly over it, man. Our
Look,
people, you can't stop us. You can't. We don't die. We multiply. That's what Tahuti told them in Genesis, man. We don't die. We multiply. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this, man. Hey, we'll take questions. We got about 30 minutes. If you want to show Brother Rod Hayes some love for the people that's action, we drop that Cash App in the links. Hey, if you want to, we'll take some questions from the crowd, man. You got any questions for Chief, man? Drop them in the chat. We're taking over the game right now. Big Mama's Babies is back. And when we pull up in the back. Right? You know what I'm saying? So, hey, shout out all the empresses on the land. Shout out all the chiefs. Shout out that boy Chief Honey Bear or Sugar Bear. That boy Dame Calloway and his wife and family. Shout out Chief Warhorse. Shout out Chief Bald Eagle, man. Shout out Chief Jaguar in the house. Drop your comment, drop your questions in the chat for the chief, man. See what we got. It says, where is the Illuminati right now? Somebody asked, where is the Illuminati right now?